Is it true that feminism isn't for black women? It only encourages black women to be against black men and fosters white supremacy. Is this true? Without much talk, let's dive into it.
If you consider yourself to be a black feminist, you need to know a little more about this woman over here on the left, Miss Gloria Steinem. I did do a video on Miss Gloria a few years ago, but I think I'm going to reiterate it again today, seeing as the number of black feminists possibly doubled or even tripled, and repetition deepens the impression. The title of this article did get cut off on the screen, but it is called Black Feminism, the CIA, and Gloria Steinem. What follows is a fact sheet about Gloria Steinem's operations against the various social and political movements in America, particularly her role in creating a hateful and virulent strain of black feminism that attacks black men while partnering with the white establishment. Let's read a little more. Gloria first came across the radar of black men in 1978 when Steinem put a book called Black Macho and the Myth of the Superwoman on the cover of Miss Magazine, the magazine which she controlled. The book was written by black feminist and activist Michelle Wallace, who literally came out of nowhere. In the book, Wallace called abolitionists like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth ugly and stupid for supporting black men. She called black revolutionaries chauvinist macho pigs and advised black women to go it alone. But pay attention to this part. Gloria Steinem said that Wallace's book would define the future of black relationships, and she pushed hard to make sure that the book received massive publicity. And don't we see this happening today? You might not be calling Sojourner Truth or Harriet Tubman ugly and stupid, but you sure are calling your fellow black sister a pick-me or desperate or thirsty when she stands up for black men. Y'all shame, y'all deflect, y'all project guilt on those who want to stand up for our men. You're literally doing...
I know they're gonna come for me soon. They are gonna call me a pick-me. And they have called me a pick-me so many times when I stand up for black men. I stand up for black men wherever they are. Every black man on the planet, I stand up for black men. I also stand up for women, for black women, because I feel that they have been brainwashed to feel that feminism is for black women, which literally is not for black women. It was created to foster a division between black women and black men, and also to promote white supremacy. But I know you're gonna come for me because the number of black feminists have tripled, have doubled, have tripled. So much so that every time you try to talk about feminism, the people who come for you are mostly people who look like you. People from your own community who don't understand what feminism is. They just come online, they see a trend, a feminist trend. We don't love men, we don't want men, and they keep fostering these trends. They jump on the trends, they push the trends. You know, they always use us to be against us. They have used us to relegate our men to the side. And I don't understand why most black women don't see this. They don't see it. And now I see a trend of black women online who are now saying that they earn six figures. They are so rich, they can buy their own houses. I mean, I did a video on so many single black women buying more homes than single black men. Recently, there's a rise in home buying by single black women, more than single black men. You know, these women are saying that they're buying the house because they want to just live their lives. They don't need a man. I don't need a man. All these things stem from feminism. And you just jump on the trend. And also the child free. I don't want a child. I don't want to get married. I don't need a man. I just need to hook up. The hookup culture. You can just hook up. You can just sleep with whoever you want. And there's nothing about... Nothing is gonna happen to you, and you're gonna be just fine. You all just keep jumping on the trends without having a moment of thinking. Like, you don't think for a moment. A moment of reflection. That's the word. Reflection. You don't reflect. You just jump on the trends. Who is creating these trends? Who? Have you ever had a moment of reflection to think about who is literally creating these trends? Who?
doing what she intended from the beginning. Let a woman today stand up for black men and all of a sudden she's a misogynist and she hates women. I digress. What's the bottom line? The bottom line is the so-called black feminist movement was created and manipulated by the CIA from the very beginning. The only difference between black revolutionaries and black feminists on this issue is that the black revolutionaries know they were infiltrated and manipulated, but black feminists are still unwilling to admit that they were infiltrated and manipulated, largely because they...
That's the line. That's the line. The point is that you all don't realize that you were infiltrated and manipulated, and you're still being manipulated, because when you go on TikTok and Instagram, for instance, the girls who are on TikTok, there are more black girls and boys on TikTok and Instagram than white girls and boys. That's a fact. And who are the people pushing all these anti-black people trends? It's black people pushing these trends. Just because they are not aware that, is it that they don't know what they're doing, or they're just jumping on the trends because they want to stay relevant? They want to just stay on the trends. Because they are using you to fight your own. Just by you as a black woman saying that, now I don't want to date a black man anymore. I want to start dating white guys. The hard, weak, soft life is mostly promoted and pushed by black women. Mostly black women who want to date a white guy because they claim that the white guy spoils them, takes them out, buy them everything they want. That's the kind of life they want. And this kind of lifestyle, an average black man can't give them that kind of lifestyle. But it's the same women who are claiming that they earn 6 figures, they've got money, they've got their own money, they can buy their own houses, but they are still looking for a white guy to spoil them. I don't understand. This is confusing my confusion. I don't understand this. But you all should know that you've been infiltrated and manipulated by this so-called feminism, feminist trend, feminist for black people, black feminist. It's against black people, it's against black men, it's against even you, black woman. It's against you.
They are highly invested in the hateful brand of black feminism. As a result, the Hate Black Men movement has become more than just a political point of view. It is now an essential part of the culture of black women, and this fact has led to the destruction of the black revolution and the complete distortion of black relationships. And the CIA had a direct hand in creating this situation. Gloria Steinem knew what she was doing when she put that book on the cover of Miss Magazine. Remember what she said earlier? She said that that book would define the future of black relationships. She pushed hard to make sure that book received massive publicity, and she used someone who looks just like you to push that narrative. If this doesn't change your mind about feminism, honestly, I don't know what.
Gloria Steinem. She's using black people to push her cause. And what's her cause? She is ready to destroy the black family. She is ready to put black women and black men against each other. But it's so shocking that black women don't realize this. Guys, without much talk, let's check the comment section. As usual, it's gonna be interesting. Trust me. Okay. The first comment, facts, sister. Sisters need to listen, but they won't. They wouldn't. They won't listen. Why? Because they've been brainwashed to think that feminism is for everyone, is for black women. We should really have critical dialogue about the original root problem and collectively work our way towards solutions, okay? Word salad. People can see the systems and still refuse to do their part of the work, to unite, to come to some sense of collaborative community. At this point, the info is out there. People got to see the psychological warfare that has been used on both black men and black women. Yes, it's a psychological warfare. It cannot work until black women start taking some accountability. Black men cannot escape it. Black women have to make better choices in men. It must start there. Yeah, kind of. Agree. Black men have to actively become better men, otherwise, efforts are at a loss on both ends. Plenty of good black men out there. It's up to you to choose them, especially when you're young. Stop choosing the bad boys and blaming all of us. Yeah, normally all the girls want the chats and tyrants. Yeah, and when they start getting old, they try to look for the good guys. But by the time they're ready for the good guys are already hooked. So they end up with no man. Yeah. Someone said, deep breath. Thank you. This knowledge needs to spread. Yeah, it really needs to spread. You can edit that picture in the picture app to include the title, add the whole article as a sticker. I don't understand why black women still think feminism benefits them, ignoring how much it divides us. Yeah. I would like to add here that I am a gender studies major. So I learned about feminism in my bachelor's study. And at that time, that was the first time I heard about feminism. And I was just intrigued, excited to learn about feminism. And I had been one of those people who were pushing and supporting and were like really advocating for feminism, equality, empowerment, all that. But when I came of age and I started reading about feminism, I realized that this is not what I learned in school. And also, when I moved abroad, I saw that feminism in the Western world is something else. It's not the same as what I learned in school, in the university. This is something else. It's more of we have to push the men aside and we take over. And I realized that it was more for the white women than for the black women. Because sometimes we just fall behind feminism and we feel that, okay, because if there is a woman there, a woman is always going to do things for the woman. No. You see all the women who are the top guns of feminism. They are doing it for themselves. And I'll tell you that I've met so many different women who are diehard feminists and are Western women, they're white women. They will tell me, my dear, feminism is not for everyone. Don't just think about it that way. It's mostly for the top women, the women at the top. They're fighting for themselves. They don't really care about you. And I want to talk about, I just want to add on what she said. Think about slavery. When there was slavery, the black women were in the plantation working with their husbands under the sun, right? And the white women were at home. They were like the traditional wives. They were at home while their husbands were going out and using the slaves to do the work. And even at home, the black woman was the servant to the white woman. She will cook food, she will clean, and sometimes she will go to the extent of nurturing her kids and breastfeeding her kids, right? So how then can you feel that this woman who uses a black woman as a slave will fight for equality, will fight for equal rights with her slave? Because in slavery, we all know the black man was nothing, owned nothing, was even owned by the slave's owner. So if the black man was owned by the slave owner, think about his wife. It means everything about that black man, anything connected to the black man, his kids, his wives, everything belonged to his master. So we all know how relationship dynamics work. We all know how the system works. A white woman is never going to fight for equal rights, equal opportunities for she and a black woman. Because of what? Because of racism. And because of that notion that the black woman was her servant, especially in America, where everything is based on race, color, ethnicity, status. The black woman is at the bottom of the barrel. The black woman and the black man are at the bottom of the food chain. They're at the bottom of the barrel. So the white man, the white woman can never, ever, ever fight for equal rights for both men and women. It's not possible. It has never happened before, and it's never ever going to happen in the future. So most black women, my black sisters, my dear sisters, you all should know that feminism was never created with you in mind. They only use you to push feminism, but feminism is not for you.